Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. And in today's video, I'm going to share you with my IIM Raipur interview experience. I had my IIM Raipur interview on 26th of March 2025 at Lemon Tree Aerocity, New Delhi. And my slot was afternoon and my reporting time was 1 p.m. So it's the first time IIM Raipur is conducting their own GDPI process. Earlier they were part of CAP process. So I also, don't have an idea about the process because there is limited information available online. There were few students that created their video regarding the process, and few students had shared the PI transcript on Reddit, but still the information available online was very less. So I decided to make a video and share my experience. So I'm a gem fresher, graduated in 2024, and my profiles are 999. So I reached the center an hour early and discussed with the students of morning slot about the PI. And so there were, in my afternoon slot, there were 5 panels, each had 15 students each. But to my surprise, like many students were absent for the process, and it was the case for morning slot too. Like in my group, my group was group 3 and there were 16 students, but I guess only 12 were there. Also in other groups also the same case was there, like 5 to 6 students were absent in their group. So for GDPI process, you have to take your documents, especially the form, admission form you have submitted to IIM Raipur. You have to take a printout of that and submit to the authorities before the process start. Also, like if you forgot to bring the application form, you can go to the business center of the elementary hotel and get a printout. It's like not a problem, but but I would advise you to I would advise you to have your printout ready, because some students were getting some error while downloading the application process, because IIM Raipur website was slow. So yeah, it's advised to keep your application form handy. And they also told us that they will divide the group into two for GD process. Like if your group has 40 members, they will divide into seven members each. Yeah. So like I was the seventh in my group. So what they did was they divided a group, and there were 12 students in my group. So they divided us in two groups. One group had 7 members and another group has 5 members. So it was like, great thing, because if every, I guess, 12 members had their GD together, it could become a fish market. So kudos to IIM Raipur management that they, divided us into two groups. And my group had a GD topic of what will happen if social media disappeared tomorrow. So it was a pretty easy topic, I guess, and everyone had, points to make on that topic, and we were given 10 minutes to discuss. Also, like it was a very, great thing by IIM Raipur management that first they briefed us about the, GD process. Like, they gave us instructions like how an ideal GD, should be. So like I have given various GD in different colleges, but it was the first time, someone from, the panelist, briefed us that, these are some tips you should follow, during your GD. So yeah, that was one thing I liked about the GD process. And, it was very easy. And the topic for, I guess, other group was, difficult because they had a topic of black and white. It was an abstract topic. So I guess students from other group were, making the same point again and again in their GD. So that was all about my GD process at IIM Raipur. After our GD process was over, they sent us back into the waiting room of the Lemon Tree Hotel. There they called us one by one according to our sequence number. My sequence number was 7 in my group. So, and there were, I guess, 5 members before me. One was absent. So the waiting time was not too much. Like my number was on a sweet spot, like not too early, not too late. So when my PI return came, there were 3 panelists. Like earlier in all my interviews, there were only 2 or 1 panelist, but in IIM Raipur, there were 3 panelists which were taking our PI. Also, you have to take all your documents. There was no as a document verification process earlier. Just you have to submit your application form. But when you are going for your PI, they will take your files and check your all certificates, Aadhaar card or any document verification ID. Also like other documents. They also have your application form. Uh, they also have your application form, and they were reading side by side your application form, also checking your documents. So in my PI first panelist, all my 3 panelists were male. So the first panelist asked me a math question. So he asked me that there's a 4-digit number ABCD. If you multiply it by 4, it gives us DCBA. So can you tell me the number? And he gave me a pen and paper. So I was trying to solve, but In the meantime, he said that stop, like I was just taking your approach and it will take too much time to solve this question. But after the interview, I thought I should, do it with hit and try, because if, you know, A and B uh, should be one or two only, because if we multiply it by four, then it, and if it's more than three, then it's three or more than three, then it will not, you know, be a 4-digit number and rather be a 5-digit number. So I thought like I should, start with hit and try. And after this question, the first panelist uh, said me that you are around 22 years old and you are, doing, you are aiming for an MBA degree. I guess it's too early for you. Like you should gain some experience. And then I, told that my story, that why I am, pursuing an MBA, why I gave CAT. Also, he asked me that you graduated in 2024, so like are you unemployed from 2024 till now? So yeah, then I said that yeah, I'm preparing for MBA entrance exam, so I didn't go for placements in my college. After that, he was satisfied with my answer and he was done with the interview. Then the second panelist asked me questions about, like, then he again like asked me that why MBA, and like some questions from my SOP which I have submitted in the application form. And around 2 to 3 questions were asked by the second panelist, and then he was also done with his questions. Then the third panelist asked me some questions about my academics. Like he asked me about my favorite subject, so I told him that my favorite subject, the e-commerce, m-commerce. Oops. So first he asked me about that, what's the new trends in which are coming in e-commerce. So I, tell him about that quick commerce is booming in India. Then he asked me some follow-up questions regarding that, and I answered that, and he was satisfied. But then he asked me about my academic questions, like, what is protected and private in OOPS concept. I answered that. Then he asked me about network effect, and I was a little bit confused that which network, like, is he asking in, economic sense or maybe in, networking sense? And like, he was pretty old panelist, so like, I was not able to understand his question, what he was asking, because he was talking very, on a low volume. I guess he was tired or something. So I was not able to understand. I was saying, sir, can you repeat the question? Can you repeat the question? But after, repeating it 2 to 3 times, I was still not able to understand his voice, what he was asking, because of his accent and low volume of his voice. Then he only said the answer that, about the network effect, which WhatsApp have, or maybe Uber and Ola have. And he also explained me about chicken egg problem in Ola and Uber. After that, he said, like, we are done with your interview. You can go. So it was my IIM Raipur interview experience. It was pretty, I guess, average, because in the end, I was not able to answer the question of third panelist. So I don't know, like will I able to convert this college or not? Also, according to their, batch profile, it's very difficult for me to convert IIM Raipur, because there are around 12 or 13% general men in their cohort. So it's very difficult for me to convert at 97 percentile in CAT and at average interview. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed for IIM Raipur. Also, if you have your IIM Raipur interview in upcoming days, all the best. And please subscribe to my channel for more upcoming MBA related videos. I have my IIFT interview on 1st of April, so I will create a video on my IIFT interview experience also. So stay tuned and like this video.